here, and today I wanted to share with you Denise Swanson's Dead in the Water. So let's get started. So Dead in the Water is about pregnant school psychologist Skye Boyd and her husband Wally Boyd, who is the chief of police. And Skye occasionally works with Wally as kind of like a consultant, and there is a tornado that ravages Scrumble River, the town that they live in, and the surrounding area in Illinois, and there is a murder that's committed, and the two of them work together to try and discover who the murderer is before someone ends up dead again. And so this is what the cover of the book looks like. I really like it. It's very cozy and gives me kind of like the feel of how Scrumble River is going to be and what you're looking at. So it did its job, and I really do enjoy it. Now I will say that I am one of those people that do not read the acknowledgments for a book series, especially in a paperback book. I just don't do that, and so it never occurred to me, even though it's on the cover, that this was actually a continuation of an original series, because when I read the back of the book it said that it was the first in a series. So I was like, oh, okay, so I won't need to go and read anything else. However, Denise Swanson, she did a good job of giving feedback and letting you know the history of characters, but this is actually like literally like book 20 in an original, from the original series. And so I'm guessing, because I still haven't read the acknowledgement, that it's about where Skye and Boyd have just continued on with their lives, and they're going to have children, and so they're just going to continue on with business and their different mysteries that they discover together, which is perfectly fine, except though it's kind of misleading if you don't read the acknowledgements, which probably wouldn't be as misleading if I've done that. But otherwise, I do like the characters. I think they are good and well-rounded. The only problem I had was occasionally where Skye is described as this very highly intelligent woman, yet not her dialogue but her actions made me feel like she was childlike instead of, or a teenager-like, instead of being an adult woman who's pregnant. But I've never been pregnant, so those hormones are crazy, and I don't know if Miss Swanson has any children of her own or can relate to any situation of that, so that was just unrelatable to me, and that kind of like dinged it a little bit, because Skye is the main character with her husband Wally. So I thoroughly enjoyed Wally. He was very relatable, and I loved his dad Carson in the book. His dad Carson reminds me a lot of my own dad, and how my dad is also from Texas. So, and my dad has his own business in Texas, except his is transportation. But anyways, I really enjoyed the characters. The plot was good. The only thing that's a little bit troublesome about the plot is that the point of the book is to find out the murderer, who that is. Instead, what you get is 80% of the book, Wally gets kidnapped at the first part of the book, and you're kind of like, okay, are we ever gonna get to the part where we're going into some kind of investigation of the actual murder that occurred during like the tornado? What ends up happening is that once Wally is rescued, then the storyline just accelerates really quickly, and it does wrap up with a bow, so that's really great. But it just accelerates. It's really short. Really, it's like everything just slots into place, and Skye's mind is like, oh, this is what happened, with a little bit of extra feedback from what Wally discovered while he was being kidnapped. That was my only problem with the plot line, is that I'm guessing if you had read the previous series that had Skye and Wally, then it would make more sense. But for me, it was really weird that it kind of happened that way to figure out who the murderer was. But I was really astounded as to who the murderer actually was, and I think it was very unique and original. So I do recommend the story upon that, because I wouldn't have thought of something like that. I definitely did not suspect who that it was. So I do recommend the book for its original kind of like murderer going on there. And I liked the setting. You got a full idea of how the world is built and who all the characters are. A small town, gossiping town, and which is really true because I live in a small town too. So gossip does run amok, and I just really liked it. I do give it 4 out of 5 stars, and and I hope that you've enjoyed this review, and let me know down below if you're going to pick it up, or have you read the first series by Denise Swanson that has Sky and Wally in it, or any of her other series that you would like to recommend to me. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye guys!